Hi there and welcome to chapter 44. So in the last chapter, the last question was, can it be that the dogs just ran away? Because Mr. Müller seems to be an expert in zoology. So Mr. Müller schaut sie empört an, sie being Simone, just to bring you up to date here, yeah? Because Simone was asking him that question. And Zoofachmann, zoologist, maybe something like this. Yeah. So Mr. Müller, and you see here we don't have the N that you've seen a couple of times before, because Herr Müller is the one doing the showing and therefore he is the subject. So anschauen, he looks her, or yeah, let's take her. Sie basically is she, but we need to adapt it to the case. And he looks at her empor, empört. Empor means high up, yeah, or upwards. So if someone is empört, he kind of gets high, yeah, in a very literal sense. So upset that he kind of almost leaves the ground. So I have to look that word up, outraged. Yeah, we sometimes say that der geht vor Wut in die Luft. So someone goes up into the air because he's so angry. And let's see with a deep L. He blows up with rage. So blow up, you also have that, where he goes up in rage. Yeah, so empört basically means someone is going up and is upset. Ich bitte Sie. I'm bidding you. I'm pleading you. Or how dare you? Basically, ich bitte Sie is very likely how dare you. I'm asking you. Well, in this context, I would stick to my translation. Ich habe Zoologie studiert. Ja, ja. So he's not a Zoofachmann, he is a studied zoologist. Das ist ein Unterschied. Scheiden, we had this before, it's related to sheath, which is somehow related to separation. Yeah, and Unterschied under separation, which simply means a difference. In German, a difference means you have to separate things, which makes a lot of sense. So that's the difference. Simone zieht eine Augenbraue hoch. Braue, yeah? It's a brow, Braue, brow. And it's hochziehen. Usually people hochziehen their nose. Yeah? So pulls high. I can only do it with two at once, so you have to practice a bit for that. So she's a bit skeptical, it seems, and here's her verbal reaction to that. Ach wirklich, oh really, Sie haben studiert. Not sure why she does that. Herr Müller fühlt sich sichtlich in seinem Stolz gekränkt. Well, he feels, and he feels cranky, yeah, krank, ill. So gekränkt is a little bit, there's a special word for that, offended. Yeah, gekränkt. Somehow to feel offended has to do with being krank. And you know krank from Krankenhaus, which is the house of the sick, where nobody wants to end up. So he feels himself visibly, sightly, in his Stolz. And Stolz, we had this before, but let me repeat this, is related to stilt. And if you are on stilts, you are higher than others and you think you are better. So there is a certain pride in there. Yeah? So he's a bit hurt in his pride. Aber natürlich, of course. But naturally, we say, but naturally, even though it makes no sense in English. Of course, aber natürlich. Gemeinsam mit Angelo an der Universität Leipzig. Ja, gemeinsam, gemein contains the word mean, which is kind of average. Yeah. We have Gemeinschaft, which means community. And you have commune, which is very likely related to common. So all this is in there, and gemeinsam simply means together. And if you gather people, you are together. You are in a commune somehow, in communion. So together with Angelo. Here's an easy sentence. Er hat Physik studiert und ich Zoologie. Zoofachmann, was für eine Beleidigung. Was für ein, we talked about, the ein can have different endings. Usually it's ein or eine. Other endings are possible, but A1, A. So in English you wouldn't say what for a, you would just say what a douchebag, what a Beleidigung. And Beleidigung contains the word leid, tut mir leid, does me pain. So somehow someone is causing me pain. And that is done with help of insults. What an insult. Yeah. Insults cause pain, so better not do them. Das war leichter als gedacht, denkt Simone, thinks Simone. So, that was lighter, easy, right? As thought, basically as I thought, yeah, but the I is not necessary in German. Or lighter than I thought. Sorry for the S. So she did this to provoke him. Jetzt darf ich bloß keinen Fehler machen. Interesting, you know, the jet is there. Now there's another jet flying by. Now another one. Lots of jets. So jetzt may I and bloß comes from naked, pure, and it could mean merely. So, and in common language it's only. So if you are naked, you're only wearing your skin, your birthday suit, as they say in the US, right? So only, bloß only. And maybe if you're naked, you blossom. Yeah, Germans, when they're naked, they blossom, because then they're free of all the clothing and restrictions. So maybe that's a nice way to remember it. Only, and the Germans then only wear their skin. Not a mistake make. So now I only have to manage not to make any mistakes. Jetzt darf ich bloß keinen Fehler machen. Simone geht einen Schritt auf Herrn Müller zugehen, and auf here means towards. So she's going a Schritt, which is a step. That's all I can say. Schritt, Schritt. Schritt. It's a bit like shit, just with an R. Schritt. So imagine you step into shit, and you remember that in German, if you step somewhere, you have to add an R. It's like R, Schritt. So she steps towards Mr. Müller. An der Uni Leipzig also. So, at the University of Leipzig. Nun, dann können Sie mir sicherlich sagen, well, then nun kind of also means now, yeah? But I would go with well here. Yeah, you decide. Can, sir, yeah, basically you, me, surely, securely, say, wie dieser Knopf hier in den Schuppen von Frau Kaiser kommt. How this knob, which is the button, here in the shop, which is the shed of Miss Kaiser comes. That's a long sentence. So the verb is at the end. That means the V here is pushing to the end, and that's because it is an indirect question. Yeah, the direct question would be, wie kommt der Knopf in den Schuppen? That would be the direct question, but if you make it indirect by introducing it with Sie können sagen, or können Sie mir sagen, wie der Knopf in den Schuppen kommt, you have to change the position. And that concludes chapter 44. I just see I have one more thing for you. Schritt comes actually from schreiten, yeah, which means to stride. And stride and Schritt, I think, yeah, you can see how it's related. Schreiten means to stride. And it's an easy step from stride to Schritt. So that really was it now, chapter 44. See you in chapter 45.